prepared as well as we can. Obviously, being a AFC and national team window, we only received the players on Monday lunchtime, so we're a little bit late in preparations, if you like, but that's normal for a national team with players that play in China or play in Hong Kong. So we have to prepare quick. You know, we just try and get messages across tactically, give ourselves the best chance. Nice flight over, trying to give the players some good food, some good recovery, and some good information to hopefully put on a good performance tomorrow. So we're in good spirits. Lads are happy and well, and we look forward.
It's great to come to Bangladesh for the first time in my life. Hospitality has been great. You know, very excited for the game, and I know the home fans are passionate and they can't wait for the game. So hopefully we'll give them a good game tomorrow.
Not like every game, we're confident. We're confident in our team, our shape, you know, our spirit. We understand that Bangladesh are a good side. You know, recently I've had the fortune or the pleasure of welcoming Hamza Chowdhury to the side. They also have a good Canadian Premier League team player, league player should I say, in their side. And they're a fit, willing, you know, eager side. It's going to be tough. The crowd will play its part. Obviously, Bangladesh travel away is never easy. But we're confident in our ability to put on a good performance. Can never guarantee a result, but we'll be doing everything we can to make sure we're doing as much as possible to put us in good stead for the home tie as well. No, I don't think so. I think both teams are on a rise. You know, Bangladesh are in a different place from where they were 18 months ago. They've got a bit of stability now and a coach that's been here for a while. He likes to play football. Like we've mentioned, there's been a few new players. So rankings to me are irrelevant. You know, we lost to Liechtenstein, who were 203 in the world at the time, but Liechtenstein play all their football in Europe, so we don't look at rankings, we just look at teams, we look at individuals, we do our work correctly, and it doesn't matter who you play. You know, sometimes you catch teams on a rise and you have to be at your best to get results. You know, there's not 100 places between us, so we're not playing someone that's miles away from us, and as we know, football, anything can happen, everything plays its part, crowd, atmosphere, stadium, travel, food, conditions, weather, which will be the same as when we go back to Hong Kong. So, you know, nothing's a given in football, and that for me, there's not lots between the teams. No, not at all. We're aware of his ability. You know, in most of his football in England's at right back as a defender. We know you play him in midfield. He can play as a defensive midfielder, but, you know, it's about a team. You know, one player doesn't make a team. Same as us. You know, we have good individuals, but, you know, we try and concentrate on a collective team spirit. You know, we try and use our substitutes wisely. We'll be needing our substitutes and our squad players for when we go back to Hong Kong. And for me, it's about a team, it's not about a person. No, I think the pitch could have been better. Of course, Bangladesh as a federation have been using it every single day, which is not good, you know, which is bad ethics, really. I know you're supposed to leave the pitch for at least 2 or 3 days before an AFC Cup qualifying game, which the Bangladesh Federation chose not to do, so I'm not quite sure where that fits within the rules, but I'm sure it's not correct. And they've probably made the pitch a little bit worse. But at the end of the day, two teams have got to play on it. Bangladesh are a good side. They'll be used to the pitch more than us because they've kind of set up camp on there for the last 9 days, which is not correct. So we'll be looking to play our normal game, and we don't really care too much about the pitch. We're just trying to concentrate on what we can control, and that's ourselves. Well, Bangladesh have got 1 point, but they should have had 2. We watched the Singapore game. You know, they had a penalty in the 92nd minute that they didn't get, which was a definite penalty. You know, they had a fantastic chance that fell to Hamza Chowdhury in the 95th minute that they didn't score. And they did enough in the last 15 minutes of that game to draw with Singapore, which is what we did. So we know that they're a tough opponent, and we have to be our best to beat them because they're a good side and they should have got a point against Singapore. I think the last time I looked, we have 23 Hong Kong China players. I'm not quite sure about Japanese, but everybody in my team holds a Hong Kong passport, which is the rules. You know, it doesn't really matter. We just concentrate on what we are. We don't compare where you're from. You know, all my players are from Hong Kong, and they're the rules, to be fair. To be honest, I wouldn't predict, because that would be disrespecting Bangladesh. You know, we know they're a good side. We're just trying to put on a good performance with the right attitude and with the right respect. If we don't do that, we'll get beat, that's for sure. That's a prediction. If we don't play to our maximum, if our players turn up with the wrong attitude, if they don't have the right desire, we'll get beat, and that's a prediction which will definitely happen. So we need to concentrate on ourselves. We need to make sure we play as well as we can, and if we do, we'll give Bangladesh a very, very good game and a very tough game. But it's all about us performing on the day, which is something I can actually control. No, I mean it doesn't matter which origins we have. I came to this job with a kind of a style and a gameplay and a plan that I like to instill. Whether that's with the ball or without the ball, we try and stick to that. We try and remain consistent, and it's more like players trying to fit into the team ethics and the methodology that we want. That's hard working, that's playing with the right desire, playing in the right way, chasing, being collective and compact together, and making it hard for opposition. And that doesn't matter, where you're from. That's the kind of brand that we try and play football with. Predominantly, if you pick up points away from home and you win your home games, that normally stands you in good stead. It's not a long league campaign, but I know in the past when I've had league campaigns as a club manager, if you average 2 points a game, you more or less normally win the league. Obviously, there's only 6 games in this mini league, but if we win our home games and we pick up points away from home, then I'm sure that will stand us very, very close to qualifying. So it's not do or die for us, but we like to play every game to win. We never turn up to draw, we never turn up to lose, of course. We try and win every game, but a point away at Singapore was good. A point away from here would be good, but of course we're trying to get 3.